Track coach Alistair Stevenson's been in hundreds of marathons. Before and during this race, there's bomb drills for the first time. Scores of private security contractors wired to command centres. Yet it's the first time there's been an explosion. The witness was shocked at FBI denying a bomb threat or even that a drill took place when it was regularly being announced on the loudspeakers.
There was police spotters, or there was people on the roof with binoculars looking down onto the athletes' village at the start. There was dogs with their handlers going around sniffing for explosives, and we were told on a loud announcement that we shouldn't be concerned, this was just a drill.
Every false flag in recent memory has been accompanied by a staged drill. In the middle of the drill, an actual bombing or other attack is carried out. The Justice Department admits terrorists and victims are played by volunteers and actors. The format is highly effective because patsies who are going to be blamed are simply told you're participating in a drill.
Before the blast, authorities warn of a controlled explosion near the finish line. Standing by the finish line but leaving just before the explosion, professional killers Craft International wired up to FBI command. On their caps, front and back, Craft's logo and slogan, "Violence does solve problems." After the explosion, the Craft backpack is missing. It looks identical to the exploded one, down to the white square on top. The suspects' ones aren't even the same colours. Here's the city commissioner calling Tsarnaev's actors before correcting himself.
We're confident that these were the two actors, these were the two individuals that were carrying out this mission.
Intelligence author James Fetzer calls this the most amateurish false flag. The official suspect's shot given to media, hundreds of readers note, is horrendously photoshopped. A leg with no body, a ghost in the background, and many other discrepancies. They also note this is how patsies write.
This will be the last message before the police get me. I never done it. They set me up. Father, please forgive me. I am sorry it has come to this.
Practically behind every so-called terrorist plot in the United States, agents find someone poor enough to bribe and set the plot up for them from start to finish. In one case, the judge said,
"What occurred here is that a government created acts of terrorism out of a man's bravado and then made those fantasies come true. I suspect that real terrorists would not have bothered themselves with a person who was so utterly inept."
A plot and says, hey, we're going to try to, and once they approached these homeless people in Florida and said, we want to blow up the Sears Tower, could you help us? Here's $50,000 to go buy boots. And naturally, these homeless people accepted $50,000 to go buy boots, and so they were arrested for terrorism. They do need to kill a few people every now and then to keep the war on terror going, to keep their budgets flowing. So, yeah, I don't think it would be a mistake when some of this live ammunition that the FBI regularly gives happens to go off.
Of course, all terrorists are Muslims, except the 94% who aren't. Most terrorism in the States is actually white extremists and, above all, freedom fighters in Puerto Rico, colonized after the USSS main false flag. The reason you never hear about them is media's been told not to report it or the other bigger causes of death. The National Safety Council points out even bee stings or slipping in the bathtub are more deadly. Yet $5 trillion is being spent in the so-called war on terror against Muslims, killing thousands of soldiers.